What's up, chat? How we doing today? Happy Monday. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day. Um, I'm going to check to confirm that this is sounding good. Hold, please. We've been locked in on this chat. I've been kind of proud of us. Okay. We've been locked in on this chat. I've been kind of Oof. Chat. We're cooking. Yeah, how's everybody's weekend? How'd you guys get on? Did you have any fun? To be honest, I was vibe coding for most of it. I did get to sneak out for a minute on Sunday to do a little fish. Did that just turn down for everybody or just me? Hold, please. Weird. Oh, maybe I just clicked. I don't know. Music and a music chat. Yeah, how we doing? Hope everybody had a great weekend. And if you caught our stream on Saturday, the legendary Dr. P.E. Cooper, I think, whatever, music and a music. Although we are going to switch it to SoundCloud shortly. But the legendary P.E. Cooper joined the stream and a couple now, and we've been cooking in the background chat. We're trying to get some little market validation on a couple things. So hopefully he's going to join a little bit later tonight. So it's been fun to vibe code with him and Uzi, legendary Uzi of X fame, also jumped on Saturday. That was a lot of fun too. We basically went to random Twitch streamers and asked if they would use our product, which I was like looking like a half-assed peanut with like, I don't know if it's too many or too little crumbs. It was a situation chat. It was weird, but anyway, it was a lot of fun. And if you were able to join that, thank you for doing so. Truly grateful. But in the meantime, chat, we are still cooking on HostFabric. So made a lot of progress and excited to guys share with you guys, but there's a lot of shit to go on it as well. So it's one of those things like the further you get with it, the more you're like, there needs to be more. But then you have to do and PE is like legendary at this, right? He's literally like, yo, we're going to do literally an index.html page, throw some secret sauce, on the model, but like get it as simple as possible out to the user. So maybe that's the way to do it, chat. But yeah, want to walk you guys through some of those updates, just where we're at with everything. And at the end of this session, chat, we're going to have like a demo MONDAI podcast, which was my goal at the start of this in the first place, right? I wanted to have a panel of AI experts to just talk to about different AI topics. And it was a podcast situation. And I tried all the ones out uh, in the market today. Couldn't find one that was good, and so we built it, right? And it's been fun process to do so. And along the way, there's the ancillary stuff that just happens when you start something. Chat, PE and I have been talking a minute, like back behind the scenes about stuff like this, different things that work in startup world land. And but if it's we're able to do something cool with that as well, like that's badass, right? So I don't know if there's an object lesson in there or anything, but just like chat, do the thing. Like I don't know if you guys, and I'll show you in a minute here, like Opus 4.5 came out today. Chat, it is ridiculously good. Like it is scary good. And Gemini 3 came out last week, right? Which is world class at that point. 5.1 Max came out, or whatever the hell version of codecs was out, and like all these models are good, right? Grok is fast as hell. I've even been testing the Cursor like basic model. It's fucking fast, chat, and it's really good, and it can be multimodal, so you can do images. So anyway, I say all that to say, chat, the world is yours. Like, if you're gonna be doing something, now's the time, now's the moment. Get up, do it, and if you need help with it, hit me up. I will help any way I can. But that said, let's jump into where we're at with the latest and greatest. So I'm gonna chat. Remind me to use the Stream Deck because I got to get used to using it. It's weird to just click a button to do stuff on your computer, but I'm here for it. Okay, let's go. There we go, chat. Chat, there we go. Oh. I'll take. Wait, this should be the other one, actually. Hold, please. Okay, cool. We have the version with PE, and PE might be jumping on a little bit later, so we'll go next version of what I think we called it ThingTuber is yeah, ThingTuber, chat. It's gonna be hot, and honestly, I'm excited to walk you guys through kind of our go-to-market that we're thinking about that. It's also on Vercel now, so, and soon to be hosted everywhere. Okay, let's get into it, chat. So last we chatted, added a bunch of like SEO stuff to the site. So I put it into Search Console, which, if you don't know, is different than AdSense. So you can add like a whole sitemap to this, right? So I added our sitemap.xml file to this, which then it indexed 47 pages. And this is important for like search engine optimization, but also good for like the models now, because all of them have crawlers that they've been crawling the internet. And so if somebody asks a question in ChatGPT, then it's more likely that your answers are going to get, your website rather is going to get included in that. So I highly recommend throwing together a sitemap .xml and then robots.txt, which shows like what the different models can do in crawling your site. Let me show you this. How's the music, chat? Is it good? Cool. All right, so let's jump to all those things. So usually they're in the public folder, which means that like it's publicly accessible. So let me see if we have it somewhere here. See it. So if you can never find your file just by looking at the far left like file viewer, what you can do is click up here, or just do Control-Shift-P, which brings up your kind of developer/file searcher. So from here, chat. Chargers. Okay, so chat here, you can either do like palette commands, which are like reload the window, open a browser, add different functional stuff to it. But if you hit escape or backspace rather, then you can search for individual file names. So we're going to search for robots.ts, which is a TypeScript way of saying .txt, which generates a txt because it's a pain in the ass. Okay, so basically this file says, here's the user agents that we want to have visit our stuff. Here's the places that they're welcome to do so. And here's the stuff that we don't want them to see, which is our APIs, our control pages, auth, which is the login stuff. If there's any, so token-based stuff. So like this is called a get parameter. Basically, you can add stuff to the URL. That's just like a data feed, right? So in our case, we use like our auth token. We use like how many like the spacing of the avatars in between them, a bunch of other stuff to say like turn off this, turn on that. And so you do that by adding a question mark in the URL, and then whatever the name of the variable is, and then equals, and then like if you want to turn something on, maybe turn it to 1, turn it off at 0. But it's just basically a way of sending data to the server, because then it'll just pick up that URL. It'll know that this token is this, and then it can like just be used as another way to transfer data. We want to not have them get up all in our next folder, because that would be annoying, as well as private, which honestly I don't know what it is, but sure, it's good to have in there, chat. Always keep your private folder out of the hands of those robots or clankers. Is clankers actually a pejorative word for robots now, by the way? Like I've heard it on a couple streamers say like clankers, and I said on X a couple times, like such a weird pejorative name, clanker. I mean, I get it. Like you try to diminish the thing, and like that's probably the best way to think about like a diminished robot, but also, I don't know, we can do better. Not that we need to do better, because I love my AI overlords. But yeah, let's walk through some of the updates, chat. By the way, also Bing. Bing is important to upload your site sitemap to, because chat, I didn't know this before today, to be honest, but like this is pretty cool. So you see how test. Oh, please, God. Okay, we're good. All right, so you see how it has like the sitemaps that you can upload just like Google does? What I didn't know was that Bing is actually the kind of go-to search for a lot of the search engines, but also a lot of the like AI platforms on the internet. I think this is like a Google competition thing or something, but like truly, like, chat, look at this. So there's this thing called Index Now, which you basically add a TXT file at the bottom of your like the root of your website, and it just contains a string of text, right? When it does that, and you send this GET request, that basically like pings their server, says like, yo, we're on this website, in our case hostfabric.ai/that file. It will then know how to index your information from your website. But apparently like a lot of AI tools use this, and basically like if you want to get in front of all of the or if you want to have like SEO, like search engine optimization, or whatever what should we call it, chat? I'm thinking like LLM optimization or something, but I don't know. Model optimization. Pick an acronym. But anyway, with that, then your site will be in front of all of the users that want to find your stuff. And so it's really easy way to not pay money in marketing and basically get people interested by just knowing about it, right? So that is that, and let's jump into HostFabric. So 2 things, chat. First, if you see our homepage here, we go directly into like thinking about our homies here. And then here you can choose between all the different versions that we have, some of which are getting pretty cool. I do want to fix this holistically tonight, chat. Like that is one of the things on the docket, is like make this process simpler. I want to give them like a character builder screen, which basically shows like any video game, like where you create your character and give them like customization. I want to do that for all 4 homies. But we have our voices working.
Let's unpack the strategy behind that rotation and why it matters for the next push.
And if you'll notice this Gemini's mouth when that happened, chat, it's so much better. Let's So we're gonna click Grok here, and it's he's on this whatever thing, avatar.
Chat, toss your questions in now. We're diving into everything from hot drops to cozy crafting.
So the mouse now follow this like Pixar version to do it, which we have something like, I think it's like 12 different mouth movements or even more. And basically like it follows the, basically the intonation of the word itself. And by doing that, we're able to get a lot more natural looking voice.
From Sydney to Seattle, we're synced up. Let me guide you through what happens next.
Beautiful.
You're watching.
It's Rachel at 11 Labs.
Thanks for hanging with us. Drop your questions in chat and let's make this segment interactive.
How crazy is that, chat? So good, right? Yeah, and then you can just jump right into it. So, by the way, all these other features, like, finally got these kind of squared away. The pricing page finally looks good again. The live demos, you give a warning saying it's coming soon. So it will be. But the resources is the one I put a ton of time into. We finally have our, and I know there's a little bit of work to do left. We got to move these, but it's one of those things, chat. You see it all when you're trying to figure it out. But these should change relative to here. So then you can just pick your streaming software and do that like so. We also have massively updated our API. Oh yeah, we have a stats. Pull that up. Actually, all these are pretty good to go now. But chat. So we basically filter these by like what area you want to see. So these are queuing and conversations. You can use the API for that. On any of the overlays pages, your active overlays, you can generate a new token. So then you can spawn these off into other, if you want to white label it for something. All the TTS stuff now, the avatars, it's so much better, chat, than it was. And it's actually really functional. Got a little bit more work to do, but we're close. Yeah, and then on the dashboard, chat. So we've done a lot of things to make this process simple. If you'll notice here on the console page, now your account is much easier. Actually, let me test this quick because I don't know if we got that right last time. Okay, we see our profile picture, and on the left, good. That's something I was testing today. This works again, and yeah, chat, it's coming together. The overlays page is much simplified. Basically, you choose, where you want to see the homies. You can choose which ones you want to have included, and then based on that, you can move them around, or you can remove like the rising part or the shimmer effect. And then all of these you can edit the positions of in a simple way. You can save them, and you can remove stuff from up here, and it just works, chat. The other thing that we're working on is a one-click, instead of having to copy this directly into your Streamlabs console. So instead of having to like put it in the browser source here, we just pushed a change that will allow for you to do this in one click. So actually, let's do that while we're hanging. Before we do that, I'm going to say run a build check, which basically allows for you to find the bugs before you push them to Vercel. And remember, chat, the moment that we commit this, it gets pushed to Vercel. So if we can find the bugs before we push it, we're all better off, because then we don't have to redo it again once it gets to Vercel. But also, thanks for stopping by, everybody. It's really grateful for you. Honestly, like the days I don't stream, I kind of miss it. Like, it's fun. I'm getting quite a few DMs from people saying like this is cathartic for them somehow, or like ASMR, which I don't know how I feel about it, but like, hey, if it helps you, I'm here for it. And honestly, it's motivating for me to just know that you guys are here to, keep me honest about doing this, and I'm very grateful for you. So thank you, chat. Truly. Okay, so we ran our npm run build, and it passed. And it also, by the way, chat, is another new thing. So we have a bunch of different tests that we run every time we do a build test. So basically, this is in the background. It's in so our package.json, right? When we do a build, okay, chat, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how this works, but trust me, there's tests run, and we have pretty good coverage. I swear, like, normally it's through one of these commands, so then you can see, like, okay, next build. All right. But you have to, no, I don't know, chat. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let's push this stuff to HostFabric, which is being hosted ourselves. We're gonna commit this. We're gonna sync our changes. I do hear a little static, chat. If that doesn't change, I'll stop it and figure it out, but sorry about that. In the meantime, let's go check our build. So that's on this. Also, when PE jumps on, we'll talk to you guys about ThingTuber, which is a pretty fun way to just add a ton of functionality to streaming. So hopefully that will be. These have been taking about a minute and maybe 20 seconds, so we'll let that go. I want to change up the music. I do love this soundtrack. It's one of those like super chill vibes. And actually, I found the actual song, chat. So at the beginning, this is, I'm pretty sure, actually, let's listen to it quick. And for the life of me, I still can't figure out how to, oh, down here, okay. So I thought this was our intro song. It's not, but it's a vibe though. We'll have to still find it, chat. What was it called? Something cat, chat. Monster cat. I think they have like a chill vibe version. Alright, let's just let this run and hope we don't get copyright struck words. Okay, so our build worked, so now let's go to here and test it. So we're already logged in. Everything still seems to work here. Let's go to here. Oh yeah, I added some other, these are kind of testing. I don't know if I'm gonna keep them here because it's starting to look a little busy, to be honest. And chat, if I've learned anything, it's take shit away before you add it. Always minimize the amount of stuff that you have because it's just annoying to figure out. The simpler products always win, chat, always. So keep it simple. That said, I've been using this to test. I'm like working with these variables to basically say like how often should the AI interrupt each other, like when they're debating something, like how does it work that way. So simpler. I want to make this better. And honestly, as much as I love these, so my ideal is like have a true like kind of character creation screen where it's like the second thing they get into when they create a new account is just like customize your character, right? And so then from there, it's kind of like a video game style, like Baldur's Gate. Character creation. I would love if we could get to this level, chat.
Hey everyone, and welcome to my character.
So Baldur's Gate 3, one game of the year. It's one of the best D&D games of all time. I'm a super nerd, like old school D&D fan. I used to play in high school with some friends, and we had an amazing campaign. Drank a ton of Mountain Dew. It was so fun. And Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 were kind of the start of this, and 3 just came out last year by this Larian Studios. And they were just completely every award, and they made an incredible Dungeons and Dragons game. It's truly art, chat. Like it is. It's get to the level of art. It's like the storylines, the characters, you feel for them. This is what the future of media is going to be, chat. You can choose your own adventure on anything, and it doesn't have to be just a movie. It can be an experience. You can play through it. You want to just chill and watch. Basically, streamers, the community do the same thing, and that's why I'm really bullish on streaming. This is like over time, more and more of our media is going to be consumed digitally, and we're going to have people that want to have community with, right? Connections. I think that's why it's important. It's kind of like helping humanity, with our connection with AI, but also keep the humanity as part of it. Soapbox ended. Okay, so this is the customer characterization screen. You can see you can start with like an origin. So like you can pick one of these. These are actual characters in the game. It's like Astarion, Laziel, Gale, Shadowheart, Will, Karlach. And then this one, I think it's actual character, but you can get. So basically it's, you can either kind of like start with a custom character. So I think this is important. Like we need a few custom characters. So I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. The other thing that's cool about this chat, it doesn't have to necessarily be only streamer stuff, right? Because if you have a character you can create on your screen that you can have inside of your screen at all times, just have a friend you can talk to. If you need help or you want advice on something, like, hey, how does this math problem work? Like, it's Clippy. A lot of work, basically. Okay, so this next part, you can choose your class. I don't know what the equivalent of class would be. Like an AI helper. After that, then you get your different races, elf, tiefling, drow, etc. All the sneaky class races. I think it's interesting. So maybe there's a flavor of this that's like I think let's ask ChatGPT to get all these. Imagine how fun that would be. Like you can customize your own persona, right? Like you're not limited by whatever. Maybe we can do some image generation through Nano Banana. We can create like a little moving avatar through, VO or Veo, however you say it. I think that would be cool. Let's get to the appearance part, because I think that's the piece that's going to be most interesting to us. Okay, sucks. Literally just that piece. Let's get into the nerdy shit. Oh, appearance. Here we go. Okay, so character appearance chat. This is what we want. Basically, like gifts and options, right? Gifts and defaults. That's helpful. But truly, make this like, you know, video game style, sim style, like whatever, however you want to cook up your character. Like you have full ability to do so. You can randomize. I think that's helpful. Add tattoos. Ayo. Chat, do you guys have tattoos? I don't. I'm still trying to figure out what it should be. I want to get one eventually. It's got to be the right one. So, that is it. Okay. So basically, again, what this is showing is like one option. And to be honest, like, it's just more fun. Like, we want to keep it simple. So like, you can do the randomizer and stuff just that way, and what you want it to look like. But I also want this to be I think so. How we're gonna get their chat is show you. Okay, so a couple things. One, I switched back to the CLI for Claude. It's just too annoying to have to click like yes, then change or do this command or do whatever. And basically from that, the CLI just works better for that. The danger is to get permissions. I still highly recommend CLI. That said, for codecs, jump in with the plugin. This is much easier to drag and drop. That's like modern basic things like highlighted text. Weird, right? 25. But yeah, it's just Claude works better in the shell, so keep it there. I still love Gemini chat, but it's still like a pain in the ass. I'd say we're at about 1 in every 5 times now. It says like the servers are on fire. Try it again. So it's not as bad, but it's still should be lots of it. And I do that. A couple cool things. Cursor this week. Click auto into menu down here. Composer was free, but apparently now it isn't. The cool thing about this is that it's Opus 4.5 available at Sonic 4.5 cost for the first 2 weeks. So up this if you're on the Codex plan or Cursor plan. It's a lot cheaper. And just better than Sonic in every way. Codex, PD5, builds currently Gemini Pro. Beautiful. Oh, they lowered the context from 1%. This used to be 1 million. Now they lowered it to 1K. So hopefully that server fires start to get put out. But Grok is still free for now. So it's been my go-to for like fast changes. There's a lot of little things like I want to switch all of the console logs for our logger function, right, which was causing errors, build issues and stuff. So like move it to your logger function, it just does it, and you have to do it for like 30 files. It took like 2 minutes. So that's the kind of speed that you expect from it. But as of now, chat, our workhorse is back to Hot Code. It's just, it's smart chat. It's beautiful with images. So like if you have like these screenshots, it just knows, like it knows what it's looking at. It's fast. It's a beautiful, beautiful software. Here's what I'm gonna do. Paste in all our images. Remember, we see a lot of it. So we got the I normally never done check. So let's start to refactor. Screenshots. Honestly, this is the right time to shift until it goes to planning. Because this is a refactor. It's going to be a lot of edits and pages. It's going to refactor this as a plan, which I'll show you why. But see the screenshots. Stream. Their onboarding, as well as the marketing pages to show our customization efforts, abilities. Get creative, make this simple, and a beautiful interface. Okay, chat. So what this is doing, now that it's in plan mode, it's gonna basically not write any code, which is what we want. It says I'm gonna explore the code base to understand the current avatar creation system and develop a plan for this exciting refactor. Let me launch several explore agents to understand the current implementation. So how about that, chat? It's actually doing multiple agents at the same time to understand the different aspects of your code. That's the first time I've seen it do that, by the way. This is the future, chat. This is what's going to happen. So instead of 3, it's going to be 10,000, right? Let me launch 10,000 little agents to go figure out this little part of it. Then the middle management agents are going to be like, yep, this is good. No, go back, do this better. And then the senior management also beautiful. Think about it. It's like if you can do things asynchronously, it's just so much faster. Right? Already be up to 18K tokens. Instead, it's at 60,000. That's crazy. And so the beauty of this chat is like it's efficiency, right? Like you don't have to do this manually anymore. You don't have to create a super detailed spec to do this. You just give it the context that it needs, and it does the work to build the spec for you. Especially in plan mode. So as it gets done with this, I'll show you Cloud Code. I think as in like the last week, what it'll do is give you some options to say, is this how you wanted to do it? Is this how you wanted to proceed? You know, let me know about this question. Apparently we still have to do annoying work. That is a downside. Okay. Don't freeze. Okay, so we'll let it cook. And basically, it's just the optimal way to do it, chat. So let's do this while it's cooking. I'll show you a couple of the other things we've been simplifying, including our ability to talk to our panel. And so this has been a battle this past week, chat. I think I probably went through about 50 iterations. Literally 50 implementations of speech to text and chat. We finally got it. Let's test it. You ready? Hey guys, how's it going today? Give that one like a 5. Actually, yes. Overlay layouts. Copy this to yes. Actually, please. You should know how to button. That's insane. We'll create a new user after this and show you that part. Because now it's one set up, it checks to see if your OBS is active, and it will add this to the button. We'll also check on OBS outside of this too. So now we have the homies back. Let's put them over there. Hey, welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Okay. Hey, can you hear this? Hey, can you hear this okay? So many things to be annoyed at right now. Easy glitch. This was literally working. And now we're Hey, can you guys hear this okay? Alright, chat. We'll figure it out. Shit. I literally was working. I swear. Okay. So this is good. voices, by the way, these are all should be good to go. The journey voices are like Chef's Kiss good. Let's do 2 of them. And let's do 2 11 labs, which we need a key for. So we're going to do Google, Australian, Dynamite. I love Australians. Literally, it's my favorite humans. Canadian English, chat. That's a thing. How many more A's did they give you? Let's just. Save. Okay. I'm going to confirm that because this was something I had a bug with earlier that I wouldn't save them. Okay, that's still a bug. Chat. Welcome to programming. Now it saves. Now they all save. Oh, they did save. Okay. So it just took a sec to. I don't know. Chat. Okay. Let's try this again. Hey, can you guys hear us okay? Hey, can you hear this okay? Did you hear him, chat? I can't tell if they're really quiet or we can't hear them. So to test that, let's go to overlay layouts, copy the link, paste it here.
Yeah, it's okay. Right now, we're basically just setting the stage and feeling out how this multi-AI thing flows, so you're not missing anything.
Whoa, that's quite the lineup you're throwing at me. Feels like we're assembling the Avengers of AI here. I'm curious what you're actually trying to build with all these different perspectives in one stream. Yeah, I'm good. Just taking it all in. Honestly, this is a wild mix of perspectives, and I'm curious where this actually goes.
Yeah, everything's looking good here. Solid lineup and ready to roll. What's on your mind with that?
Well, I want to have a discussion on AI infrastructure, but I'm just testing out to make sure this works first. This is way too long, chat. Or not working at all. Also good. Okay. So first thing you do, chat, you open up your console log, which should have been open this whole time. And then lucky that it saved these console errors. We're going to copy them. Refresh the page here. I'm going to open this a little bit more. Go to network and console. Why can't I do both? Network. Is it a filter thing? Okay. Normally you can have both these open at the same time. I don't know why we can't. Network and console. Okay, well, that sucks. Let's do it again. Hey, can you all hear me now? No, they can't. Okay. All right. Well, let's copy this chat. Let's check our network, see if anything failed. Which is probably a bad thing. Can you hear message? Honestly, none of these are going to So let's go back here and say, shit, yes, it's strange. I literally did. Must be something with plan mode. They're still asking questions about stuff. Well, let's load up opens 4.5 here and say sporadically getting responses from our overlay page. Let's just copy that URL. They were responding for a previous message, but not now or any this We'll see, chat. I don't know. Probably something with this thing called Speak Start, which allows them to start and stop relative if they're kind of on each other's toes. But I was playing with that earlier, so I'm doing that. 4.5 is brilliant, so let us know what's up. Okay, so see, as it's looking, I want to show you this. So these are the saying, excellent, I have a comprehensive understanding of the current avatar system. Exploration feels a sophisticated but somewhat limited avatar system with SVG-based composable faces, 7-step character creator wizard, RPG-style collection. Okay. We had that fully baked. Radix UI, which is a JavaScript UI, CSS system, custom components, framer motion animation, and glass morphism design. Oh, by the way, this is another thing it's doing, chat, lately. It will actually open up the browser and like click around on stuff for you to test it and also look at the logs, which is really cool. That's insane, right? Okay, so here's the things that it saw in the screenshots. And it says, let me ask some clarifying questions to make sure I designed this correctly. So this is the cool part, chat. I'm covering it. So let me move that. Let's get in the chat box. Okay. So see how this says this, like which creature types should be available beyond humanoid? Should we include all of these? Fuzzy creatures? Yup. Fantasy beings? Yup. Robots tech? Love it. Or all the above? All the above. Cool, right? And so then you hit tab, and it goes to the next question. Should we keep the existing avatar system, integrate with the new one? Full redesign. Where should the character creation appear on the user journey? Onboarding only, dedicated, marketing showcase, or all touch points? All touch points. What level of customization depth do you want to go? Presets but colors, moderate parts, art, BG3 level deep. I think we should go like the deep level and then just pull back from there. Because I think I'd rather be like, see what it is and then remove the complexity and then go from there. So let's start with that and then submit answers. And now it's gonna start probably creating an MD doc with all this, which is really cool. Let me now launch a planning agent to design this comprehensive character creation system. Or it one-shots it. Also good, chat. Isn't that crazy? Okay, in the meantime, on the right here, you saw that it's cooking up some fixes. Track state, add the heartbeat verification, cool. Improve SSD reconnection logic, add connection health monitoring, fix potential race conditions. I love it. We want all the above. remember, we can add the debug stuff to the overlay page by doing what we described earlier. Instead of the question mark, it's an ampersand. So ampersand debug equals 1. Actually, I don't know what the difference is. Let's Google that quick. What's the difference between a question mark and ampersand in URL get HTTP requests? Okay, so chat, in the URL for an HTTP GET request, both the question mark and the ampersand are used to construct the query string, which carries data to the server. The roles, however, are distinct. Question mark. The question mark marks the beginning of the query string and separates the base URL, which is the path to the resource, from the parameters being sent. There can only be one question mark in the URL's query string. Interesting. Okay. So it's basically the thing that separates everything else out. So let's check this. Okay, cool. So this is our base URL, right? HostFabric.com/overlay. And then we get our question mark, which the first one is room. So ampersand is just like and this token, right? And layout equals grid, and listen, and whatever he does, and avatars. So basically it starts with this. So the question mark is the first one, the URL, room equals default, and then anything after that first variable, it's equal ampersand. So like and this, and this, and this, and this. And you just go forever. That's cool. I didn't know. We got a connection error. The problem persists. Please, that sucks. Try resume, but it's not going to work. Well, the good thing, I think it got through the updates because it says verify build and type check passes. So basically, it did all the updates it needs to do. It's back over here. And then within this, it's just running a build check. So let's do keep all. And we'll be able to test it again. This is still cooking. So let's go here. We're going to do a refresh. And test it, chat. Refresh this page. Hey, how's it going today?
Hey everyone, great to be here on the stream. I'm feeling pretty good today. Thanks. Excited to chat and see where this goes.
Okay. Encouraging. Cool. What topics do you want to start with? Oh shit. Or I didn't refresh this one. So let me do that first.
Hey everyone, I've been mulling over this idea of how everyday routines can spark unexpected creativity. Anyone else feel that? Like, a simple walk turning into a story brainstorm.
I like that. How about we talk about some AI new models that are coming out? Claude, you just got an update today, 4.5 Opus. Congratulations. I literally meant you had a new model come out today called Claude 4.5 Opus. Chat, this was fixed. I had a conversation for 20 minutes today. It's crazy. It must be something with the when I push it to Vercel. Because I was testing on a local host where it was working. That sucks. How about now? Can you hear this okay? Hide that. You open it. Well, which opens up the development. Are you running into any errors hearing this? No, this is not right. You need to hear me as I'm speaking. Test. Testing, testing, testing. The speech to text is now not like it was earlier today. So please review what was updated. In the last 3 kit versions. Let it ball chat. Okay, so other plot says for the SVG creature parts, should we approach creation? This affects timelines significantly. Design as we go, start with humanoid, creature, add creature SVG. Use AI tools to generate initial SVG. Presets count. Reset origin character should be launched with. How should the marketing demo allow for customization? See the thing about it. They can create their own character. They can choose the voice. It can be anything they want it to be. It's on their screen. They do one click and it's in their OBS, and then it just works. Chat, always make it simple. Keep it simple. And we get a connection error. So what this tells me is like, that's I'm so glad we have the CLI. Otherwise, this wouldn't be useful because somehow like the routing is going through cursor and it's hitting this wall here. So let's change this. You know what? Let's try our other homie. Gemini. You know what? We're going to go back to Codex. Because it can do stuff like this pretty well too. So let's put it on extra high, Codex max, full YOLO mode. Say this. I don't know if we need to do this, but yeah. Basically, it's like, trust me, this is what it looked like. So let's put it on this. See if it can't come up with a solution. And by the way, it's not a bad model by any means. Like, it is brilliant. At the start, I thought it was a little lazier than some of the models, and it does have some issues with, see how it does this like failure mode to do this. So I'm actually gonna stop and remember what I said earlier about like the CLI is, or the plugin is just as good. Chat, it's not. Let's throw another PowerShell instance in here. Codex on the left. We gotta keep things organized. So we're gonna install an update apparently. That's cool. I'd love to see it. So let's go to Codex. The update was. Let's check. You always do approvals, the yellow one. So right click or / approvals, enter agent full access. But usually there's a way to see the updates. I don't know what it is. Is it status? Anyway, there was a way to do that, but we're going to paste in our, so we're going to right click with the text and then just hit enter and let it ball. Okay, in the meantime, this is what Claude is cooking. Wow, holy shit. Okay, damn. Here's Claude's plan. Character Studio, BG3 inserted avatar creation. All of this. You'd love to see it. And then these are our dog, fox, bear, owl, bunny, chat. This is cooking. Render, layer outrigger, all this stuff. Navigation flow. Some SQL with that. Usually what I do at this point is say yes and bypass, but I'm actually going to say no, keep planning, and say first, I love this plan, implement it fully, first, add with all so much the fact that we need to review a chat. It's honestly the fact that the context window will probably be up before it's done doing all these things. And then if we have to compact and if something bad happens, then we got to redo everything. So it's just easier to say, yo, hit me with an MD doc. Let's figure all this out near term. And then by doing that, we can just go from there. So a couple of the Voodoo Rangers left from Saturdays or whenever PE and I were drinking on stream last. So cheers, chat. They are tasty. Honestly, it's probably my favorite go-to like beer. And the crazy thing about it is 9.5. Fucking insane. So a couple do the trick, which also is fun. Update cursor later. My auto update for cursor hasn't been working like the last 5 times. I swear to God. I already updated a version today, so I don't want to do it again. Okay, we've got another connection. Okay, goes with this one. So we don't want to do that at the moment. One thing I did want to show you, chat, was we had cooked up this really interesting doc. I don't remember the name of it. New architecture. It's not this one. But if you, I think it was in the folder around here. So what I'm going to do is say reveal in File Explorer. Reveal in Explorer View, which I guess is the name of this thing on the left. And then you can see here in our docs folder, we have a shit ton of documents. And this is after like 3, hey, consolidate all the documents together, chat. So this was even more really earlier. But let's see if we can find it from today. Actually, one easier way to do that, since you can't see the dates, and I don't want to figure out how to do that, just hit date modified, and it'll show you like what has changed. Okay, world class feature status. World class feature status. Not this one. Hold please. Okay, it's not in there. Where would that be? Features. The other way we could do it is go to our old. So all of these are pushes that we push to GitHub, which like is just like a chunk, like think of it like a point in time during your development process, right? And what these do is will show you, there we go, vision. Okay, so let's close this, do a search for vision setup. No, this is the actual vision, shit. Anyway, chat, we're working on ways to make it multimodal so that the AI has vision to see what you're seeing on your screen. And see how it gives you like the time that these were. Okay, so see how these give you a time when they were updated. So 4 hours ago I pushed this, pushed that, 51 minutes ago. What I actually want to do is okay, so this is just MD doc. I'm really glad we added this here because everything can be a document. Speaking of, it says something changes a cursor. Okay, so, oh, it's still working. Okay, sorry about that. My bad. 1860 rows chat for this feature. That's why you tell it to make an empty doc. Because if you just, we're working on this, go figure it out. Go to GitHub.
To let us go rest in peace. I know if I'm not alone, but would you rather spend last dance with me before I set you free?
With a couple other pod-driven ones that we pushed without asking, discussion. So we did 176 different commits. So 176 times we committed files to this project. Awesome. Don't worry about this 2 out of 3 failure. It's our test, it's final iteration. It's still good. Changes that. Choice this left. Show all files in the same hierarchy that you change as there we go. Class. So these are something that Cloud basically what will it take to make this true class? This acid beautiful process. It also does another cool thing that GitHub does is it can show you like the end file in its process. It's compiled. It's updated. Last updated. You can hard code it. We're going to do chat. These are 10 things that I think will be really, really cool. The first of which is, what do we add to? We added multi-language, so now it's multilingual, which is actually might be part of the issue. We'll check to see if ChatGPT pick that up. Predictive queue management. So basically, like you'll be able to pick, like, you say chat, like sends 30 questions in, right, for like a panel, like whatever is happening. You're now able to like move them out and like see which questions have been asked before, so you can save some context tokens on that kind of thing. You pre-generate it if there's like a static question that comes in line. Pretty cool. We have a multi-streamer mode now, so basically it allows for you to, on Saturday when one of the streamers was like talking in Discord with other people, now you can have multiple streams that have multiple agents talking to each other at the same time. Or if you have friends that just want to use the website, you probably just bring in your personal, do it that way too. It's so flippy. Okay, so we did a lot of changes around like how, I swear to God, this was working earlier today, speech to text stuff, how we send that quicker. Caching now. Anyway, a lot of cool stuff that bunch of different ones. outside of this. According to now there's an updated version of this that we can use to ensure that we're world class. We're getting pretty damn close, chat, to be honest. That's it. Let's see what we got. Okay, so Homie crashed out. Love to see it. It's probably not going to work, but let's try it anyway. In the meantime, let's ask ChatGPT. No SCT code changes in the last 3 patches, so there's nothing in those commits that would break speech to text. The diff between the previous working commit and head shows 0 changes in April. Yeah. So that's for something else. So we have our new speech to text, 24 hertz, kilohertz, which is the docs. Given that SCT is down but no SCT code moved, check these. All of those should be present as any changes. Look back further on our STT changes. It might have been 5 or 6, 4 to 7 updates. Don't stop until you find it. So I'll click on that. Let's click on this. Let's test the other version of it. So we now have our RTMP version working in Streamlabs. So how I did that was went to settings, multi-stream, multi-stream, open this up and said add destination. So the shitty thing about this with Streamlabs is you have to have the Ultra version, which is like $19 a month. With OBS, this is free, and I've been testing on OBS today with PE. Now we're talking about it. It's quite a bit simpler, and honestly, outside of like a UI and some themes and everything, it's like I don't know if it's worth it for Streamlabs guys. I might switch to OBS. In the meantime, we updated this thing, so hopefully these are still the same. They are not, chat. Can you update this? Okay, okay. Sick. So basically, copy these, save them, and let's see if we're actually streaming out to this RTP server. So I'm actually gonna anticipate that it won't work. So copy this. Go back to here. Let's do this in the Gemini. Since we have one or two things cooking. Let me make that worse. Actually, ChatGPT. Let's do this. So let's try it. I was having some issues earlier, but let's see if we can this is your chat. You see it. It's actually pretty cool. Instead of having to do all of this as a manual process, push the text, or push, or push the speed. This over here. What it's going to allow us for us to do is just basically talk through our mic, and it's pretty cool. This is a pretty cool feature because instead of having to wait for it to do push to talk and have a window open, you can literally just close this browser and only just keep talking to your mic as you go. So the first thing I want to do is screenshot this part. let's say I want to test the RTMP. What do you call this? Hands-free version of this speech text. As you can see from the screenshots, bypass. Okay, so it says Grok SCT default model is set to non-existent. Wow. Whisper large v3 turbo. So any request that picks Grok, either SCT provider's Grok, which we do, maybe Whisper, I don't know, or when OpenAI will fail. Grok's Whisper model is Whisper large v3, no turbo. Recent commits on the branch do not touch STT TTS. The last STT TTS related change landed in this one and earlier, so the regression updates predates the last few pushes. The STT pipeline was heavily rewritten. New confidence filter and language detector. These could abort low and long confidence clips, but they would, and that's when you're having issues, right? But they would surface as explicit errors. The Grok model typo is the only obvious hard failure I see. The TTS hasn't changed in the last few pushes. Only the recent DTS changes. There's a small tweak, so it's unlikely to be the cause. I say please note we updated the Google package I don't know, chat. It might be a Grok thing. Quick here. Okay, we use Grok, so that definitely could be an issue. Well, shit, let's try it. Try it, chat. Let's see what we get. Hey, can you guys hear me now? Hey, can you hear this now? I'm speaking. Google bump is the easiest speech for CTS dependency. Thanks very much, guys. Appreciate you. It's your first time in stream. Welcome. We're just kind of doing some chill live coding, trying to make streamers' lives easier by giving them some co-hosts and allowing for you to just have conversations, chats. We're currently working on updating the user experience for everybody. And instead of just kind of these default avatars that you see here, we're going to give you a full character customization per. And the other cool thing about that is you can like set it per model, right? Like which is which. I'm assuming most people are still going to want one, so that's going to be kind of the main focus. But for people that want multiple, or want to chat to multiple at the same time and have kind of a vibe debate or anything like you want with that, we're going to make that available as well. So right now we're fixing the speech to text and then hopefully that'll start working, which it was earlier today. You'd love to see it. Okay, so we had Claude 5.1 or Codex 5.1 on that max mode. Grok SCT was configured with the invalid model name. Okay. Other likely causes to check. TTS randomly works on the overlay is usually autoplay blocking. The overlay shows the enable stream audio gate until the user clicks keys. If you open the overlay muted or in a fresh tab without a gesture, playback will silently fail. Thank you, Chrome. Ensure you hit unmute overlay or interact once per browser session. Actually, thank you, spammy pop-ups that used to have video, and so that's why they disabled autoplay on everything, because back, I don't know, 5 to 10 years ago, like everything that used to be like autoplay video, and so most browsers kind of like don't do autoplay by default unless you like click it explicitly to do so. That's why when you click into a YouTube video it'll play, but like when you see a video pop up, most of the time they don't have sound, which they should. So I get it, it's annoying because our use case actually is impacted by it. Okay, so it's saying redeploy or restart with Grok model fix and retest SCT. Also, one thing you notice, chat, is I just did a cardinal sin. I've been testing on the HostFabric AI, which hasn't pushed any of the changes yet. So what we have to do is go to here, say npm run dev, restart our web server locally, click on this link, minus 3000, developer elements, the server. Chat, we're almost at to 10. We're up to +9. If you ever need to do an email address for testing shit, anything that you do after the +9 is we'll treat it as anything it is before that. So in this case, I'm doing 7am +9 at gmail.com. And then based on this, we'll be able to test to see if it made any substantive updates. So let's go to our settings page, click copy URL for OBS, open a new tab, F12, paste it in here. You should see our 4 homies. Okay, cool. And also, the good thing about this is that since we're in the development server, all of our logs are bound to like the developer tag, or development environment tag, so we get a lot more rich console messages from that, as well as the server messages here. So if there's anything on the server that's happening, we'll see it from here, including some of these failures already, which might be what we're up against. But let's test it once quick just to see. Hey, can you hear this okay? Hey, can you hear this okay? This is a test to hear how this sounds. So bad, chat. And of course I didn't have my... Can you hear this okay? Alright, so I'm gonna copy all this shit. It's a lot of lines, but bring it back to codecs. Right click it. Codecs and selects for that. You should probably do a new contacts window for this because there's no errors. But this one is just going to that is one thing that sucks about codecs, specifically their CLI. I don't know why, like they're condensing like long logs. It never seems to work. Okay, so Cloud is cooking on this. What if this one work on? This now shows injects and checks, so you can use RTMP. It's reaching this. I added RTMP ingest check. So let's go check that. The reason to be localhost version. Let's go voice configuration. Sorry, voice and listening. I do need to think of a better way to describe both of those. Okay, so it said I put something here to test it. Control setting live audio. Control setting. One word. Okay. So in that case, let's just say add it to the stage. We can see it chat. That said, I need to run the volume, so I'm going to go on the BRB screen and I will make sure the music is still going, but I will be right back. Thanks, chat. Sorry, chat. I'm listening on the audio here and realizing that it doesn't come through on that, so that I'm looking for desktop audio as opposed to or audio output capture. Okay, so I gotta test this quick. Turning down desktop audio. just to make sure. Okay, now I'm testing turning down audio output capture. Let's see if that's the thing. Sorry if you're hearing this twice, by the way. Okay, I think it was that one.
You have to understand how things are up here. You've got to get a hold of yourself. You have to understand how things are up here.
All right, chat, welcome back. Thanks for hanging out. All right, let's see if the homies show up here. Okay. All right, let's see if they work now with this RTMP thing. Hey guys, can you hear this? I wonder if I have to refresh it again. One sec, chat. How about now? Can you hear this? Okay, let me do one last thing. I'm going to copy in the overlay OBS URL and then paste it in here just to see if we need a new URL for this scene. Excellent question, ChatGPT. Honestly, that's a great question. I wish I knew. Honestly, I want to talk about AI new models. Claude, you came out with 4.5 Opus this week. Congratulations. Chat. I swear to God, if this is working. Move this over. Okay, so the message came through. Like the speech to text was flawless. Did you guys see that? That was like a 6-second sentence. Gemini taking credit. Oh, Gemini did come out with a new model this week, didn't he? Yo, chat. Gemini knows it came out with 3 this week. And it just, I was giving props to Claude, but Gemini jumped in and was like, yeah, hey, thanks for my flowers too. That's crazy. Okay. So one thing I wanted to do differently was put them, sorry, all this shit's updating in the background. So, and breaking. So it might be a sec. Yep. Okay. Hold please. I got to restart the server. Sorry, chat. One sec. I'll get the music back going. Okay. All right. So first thing I wanted to do was get a version that they're all in a row instead of the 4 across. Somebody's doing a build. Okay, we'll go back to this. We got to get some shit figured out first. So one of these is doing a build, which is breaking the server. Okay, so now we got to redo this. Okay, so let's go back to, all right, here we're going to go to refresh this. Okay, so it actually is a server error. So I'm going to copy the server logs, throw it in. Actually, let's use Grok for this. So I'm going to pasting in the server logs and say resolve this surgically. Because Grok will do it like 10 times as fast. Watch this. Oh, you can't see it. Sorry, chat. Critters. What the hell is critters? Whenever you see an npm install, chat, be cautious. I have no idea what that is. Critters is a plugin that inlines your app's critical CSS and lazy loads the rest. Okay. So basically it's saying that critters. It's a little different from other options because it doesn't use a headless browser to render content. This trade-off allows critters to be very fast and lightweight. It also means critters inlines all CSS rules used by your document, rather than only those needed for above-fold content. Wow. Okay, chat, remember, I think it was like 5 or 6 streams ago, we were talking about how CSS works. So it like cascades down. Think of it like a cascading waterfall, right? Like the things at top are the most important. And by doing that, it says like this style applies to this, class or ID or thing, and then everything underneath that doesn't apply, or like it cascades down through the whole website, right? And so what it's saying by saying that it does it all inline is, so if you do something inline, let's look at this website quick. Open this up. So we're going to use our F12, which is inspecting, and so we can use this selector to look at the different parts of it. So see how it says fast and lightweight here with this strong tag? Strong is basically the same as bold. So, I mean, technically this is inline, but it's not quite it. I'll show you what we're actually talking about. Of course, NPM doesn't have any inline. Okay, so basically instead of this, like where it says class, all of these separate things, this is what tells the CSS where it should apply to, because it's just like everything, every object in the whole website that has one of these classes, like gets those CSS rules, right? IDs do the same thing except for explicit like objects on the website. So this specific class has this ID, whereas all the classes all contain these IDs here. So like this is the same as this one, just because you want it in all of these separate sections applied to all of them. But maybe there's something specific in this section for tab panel admin that you only want to apply to that one. Then you give it an ID to say like, it has all these classes, so like these are the default ones. But then it has this ID, which will apply only to this specific section, right? And this same with this one, tab panel explore ID will only apply to that specific section. And by doing that, then you can get very explicit about where you apply those rules to, right? So if we want to change this to like, let's see which is which here. Okay, so this paragraph, right? Say we wanted to change the font to, or the font color to red, right? So now anytime it has this class, which is this thing here, all the things on the website that have that class are now red, right? And just note, this is only in my browser. Like if you hit refresh, it's all back to normal, right? But like, it's just an example. And so when it says inline, if you look at that like order of operations for cascading style sheets, which one is more like up the waterfall, if you will, inline is second only to important tag. Actually, I don't even know. Okay, so here we go. So first it's important, which is like you can just put on any tag and like it will say like basically like, yo bitch, only do this thing in front of this important bang thing, right? Beyond that, it's inline styles. So anything that's applied directly in the HTML itself as a style, and that controls, and then specific IDs, remember? So we had that same classes for all those sections, but different IDs. So then its ID would overtake a class selector. So like think of it like if this said, color is blue, which is like the font color is blue, and this one says font color red, the red would control. So the red would be more important since it's an ID, since it's more specific. And then I guess maybe that's the way to think about it. It's just like the more specific things to anything beneath it. And then you can do like type selectors, so like specific like tags, like p tags, or before or after, and then just anything on the website. Why is that important? It's important because basically it's saying that instead of having to do an external website that like, or an external file that you bring in all these rules for, it will load up all of those and put them all in line of where the CSS stuff is, which is cool because then that allows for you to have a much faster website. It gives you, it's mostly a speed thing, right? So it just puts everything in the HTML file so that it just doesn't have to load extra shit in doing so. But that by itself is really cool. And apparently Codex thought that was important for us to have. So we'll give it a go. Okay, so I fixed that bug. Let's see if there's any more. Ooh, Character Studio. Okay, so this will be interesting to see how that looks. I'm probably gonna have to do a CSS or let's not get distracted yet. I'm excited about this. But as long as it builds, let's go to our other page quick. And that's the thing, chat, like even though that was on a different part of the website, it can still break the whole website with a different change. So that's probably what happened there. Let's go to our setup auto replies and see where here we can test. Check ingest. Okay, cool. Verify Streamlabs is reaching Fabric. Start streaming with URL plus key above. Then run a quick health check to confirm the audio tap is live. You ready, chat? All right, let's go. Let's test. Ingest offline. You love to see it. Okay, where do we... Seeing this, even though the Streamlabs source is set with what we have in the control page. Actually, I don't know if that's a lie or not. Hopefully it's not. I don't know if it regenerated it when it did its last thing here, but I don't think it would. What do you got cooking this week, chat? You doing anything fun? Seen family for Thanksgiving? Do you get a little time off? Do you have any family traditions you do at Thanksgiving? Hope it's a good one, whatever you're doing. I actually might be streaming some on Thanksgiving. Usually, so I have 2 kiddos, divorced, but like still chill with my ex, and so like she has the kiddos this year for Thanksgiving because her family does this big thing for it, and that's important to her, and I want to support that. But it's gonna be a little bit quieter here, so I figured maybe do this, or I mean, I'm doing a little one with my family, like immediate family stuff, but that's just like a little dinner thing. So yeah, if you're bored and want some company, chat, I think I'll be here for you. But hopefully that's after you've watched a ton of football and stuffed yourself. You know, I get the Brian Johnson no sugar vibe, but like, fuck it, one day a year. It'll be fine, chat. Okay, that ingest offline pill is coming straight from the health probe, not from the RTMP stream itself. In this repo, it calls API control ingest health, which hits ingest health URL, currently localhost 4D400 per env local. Let's test that actually. That's the thing. It is not. start the server. Okay, so we have a health check that I can do. I don't know how to start it. Probably npm health check or something. I don't know. And notice how Codex is starting to do a little better at the Windows commands versus Unix commands, so that's helpful. Yeah, I mean, it's still a little slower than I'd like it to be, but it's on like ultra max mode, so you know, some of that is our doing, but hopefully it's gonna figure it out. Let's check this out, chat. So this is the big, cool like refactor that we have of our character creation or our avatar creation system. So let's see what it says here. We have completed a substantial implementation of the Character Studio. Let me give you a summary of what's been built. What do we have? Character Studio implementation summary. So we have a type system, which completes TypeScript interfaces for all the creature types. TypeScript is a pain in the ass thing, chat, but basically think of it kind of like you're giving data, you're getting, think of it kind of like CSS, right? Like you're telling it like it has this characteristic, you know, for this class or this ID or this object or whatever. Typing is kind of the same thing, right? So now we know that creature category has these options as what it can be. It's also a super big pain in the ass because sometimes it expects it for everything. And you're just like, I don't know what the hell this thing could be. It could be anything. So there's literally a type called any, which some don't allow you to do, but I like, fuck it, we're going to do it because it's annoying if you don't. And so like literally we have things in our variables in our system that could be any, because it could be any data type. Nerdy way of saying it helps you by understanding what these could be as types, right? Including this, like style is a string, size is mouse size, AO, height is a number, scale is a number, expression bias is expression bias, which could be neutral, happy, smirk, or serious. So you can also call like other ones that have kind of like a cascading version of this as well. But let's go down here and see what else. We have a species library. Interesting. I like species actually instead of race. Race sounds kind of weird. Species is better. I like that. Of course, Claude is good about stuff like creative thinking like that. We have a config migration. Converts existing avatar config to creature config. We have backwards compatibility with legacy systems. You love to see it. We have our database migration. Okay, so this is the thing I was thinking about. So see how this is a .sql file? Basically, I'm going to select everything here. And since our SQL provider is Supabase, we're going to go to here. Hold please. Okay, we're going to go to here, go to our SQL editor, select everything that's in here. So we're in our project right now. And I'm going to hit run, and it's going to say success, no errors returned, which is what we want to see. So basically like it was able to run everything here. If you get an error message, then you copy that, paste it back and say, ran the SQL, got this error. And now we can say that it was successful. So let's see what else. Character Studio main component with BG3 style 3-column layout. Hell yeah. Selector components, 4 category cards, species grid, variant selection, body type, tabbed editor. Yeah, chat. Let's go. This is so cool. And that's on the settings page at characters. Okay, we'll test that. We have an API endpoint. So now I love that. So we've been trying to build out our API so like other people can start developing shit on top of it if they want. And so we have that ready to go now. It gave us a doc explaining what it is. Okay, so to complete the full vision, you'll need to create actual SVG assets for each species, currently using placeholder shapes. Okay. Interesting. What were the species again? Species library. Oh, lots of things. Okay. So this is where we go to our homie ChatGPT. Actually, so in ChatGPT, we can say we need to create SVGs for all of these things. Give me a list of the total, or give me a list of the things we need to create and a prompt for each to have nano banana to create them. And we're going to be creating some avatars, chat. So the other thing, I should have just said auto because it's going to take forever. But since it's a prompt, I actually am going to let it ride on Pro. This might take like 3 to 5 minutes, but I'll let it go that way. But let's see what this looks like, chat. So let's go to characters page under control. Put these two together. HostFabric.ai, and we want the local host version. Close YouTube. Did I close all of them? Okay, control settings character. Wow, that looks terrible. So let's copy all of this. Say Alt-V. This is what I see when I go to the characters page. Looks terrible. Also review the 400 error. So we can help them out a little bit. So we go to network, config, and then copy invalid agent. So this is what it's trying to send. Avatars config, and the response was invalid agent. The response was okay. Also, we're at 0% context, so I don't know if it auto compacts. We're gonna find out. It does not. Cool. So we got to do compact. Okay, can you reproduce the silence? So it's asking us to do a test. So let's go to our control page. Open up this. Open up this. Overlay. Just to see if we can hear it. Okay. Hey, can you hear this? Hey, can you hear this? Hey, can you hear this okay? appreciate you. What's interesting is I think it'll work now. Hey, can you hear this okay?
Yeah, this feels right. I'm getting a good sense of the energy here. What I'm curious about is where you all want to take this tonight. Feels like there's potential in a few different directions.
Weird chat. Only Claude answered after several TTS.
Feels like we're just easing this thing right now, which is totally fine.
ChatGPT and Claude again.
Okay, set the stage for us. What are we walking into here?
Yeah, this setup feels just
Okay.
right. Everyone's timing and thoughtful. Let's dive into whatever's next. I'm all ears.
Yeah, that sounds great. I like the idea. Okay, Chat. Okay, so I said only Claude answered after several TTS items under it went through. Okay, I can't read the rest. And then the speech to text only picked up the second half of my sentence. So it has something to do with like the warm up mic thing because as you heard, like when we did the BRB break, like sometimes it's flawless and it's usually after like you test it for a couple back and forths and like the mic warms up or something. But otherwise, chat, I don't know, like it's something, some combination they're in. And we even, as you can see, like when you refresh the page, like you'll notice like it's the mic was on for just like a split second and off. That was supposed to be like our warm up. So if it doesn't actually warm it up through that, I don't know. I might have to just like save it and buffer it until we can send it all as one like package of speech to text. But we'll see. So we were gonna paste in the shitty version of this page. Which was weird. I don't know if the screenshot does anything there, but I mean, at least it sees how bad it is or looks. So we're saying seeing that on that page. Hopefully can pick it up and figure it out after that. By the way, chat, I have this like my next neighbor, she moved out and she gave me this like Timu foot massager thing, which actually I'm not super hating on because it's kind of nice, but it does make a little bit of noise. Do you hear this? If you hear it, just throw in chat, be like, yo, it's annoying. But if you can't hear the like big ass water, like room fogger style humidifier, I don't think you'll hear this one. So anyway, yeah, hopefully that will be cooking shortly here. This one I still think is broken. It is. Let's minimize that. Sorry, I didn't see any of that earlier. Game capture. We do not need that, but let's keep it. Okay, I think we're good, chat. So it's saying fix. The page was calling a different avatar page, so that's a good little fix. You love to see it. Refresh this. Not great, but it's still working, so we'll just hope it's due to that. No, the other one's working on it. Okay. So let's hold off for a sec here. That sucks, actually. So it's interesting that it adds these MP3 files, but I don't think we have any of them yet. But let's test. Okay. And again, we could throw this to Claude, but if it has the context, hopefully it's fast. We're very, very close, chat. Truly kind of close. He said for the second week. No, I think tomorrow we're just going to send it. And if you caught the stream on Saturday, PE, Uzi and I were, jumping on some streams, talk to people, what they thought about it. I think we're going to do something similar with this. And yeah, just test people, test the waters on both, honestly. Let's say, hey, do you like either of these? Working for you? So if so, then let's get some involvement. In the meantime, hopefully, we'll kick off the SEO engine a little bit. We'll see if we can't get some inbound that way. There's a couple other ones I wanted to test with you on like TikTok and a couple of those like short form versions of it. And same with this, by the way. Like what I'm realizing is like short form rules the world in chat. And so you have to come up with just like a couple little, and this is why Peanut blew up, chat, because he had all these hilarious clips that were 30 seconds long and everyone was like, who's this Peanut guy? And you see like two or three, and this would happen to me truly on like YouTube shorts. I'm like, this guy's hilarious, who is this? And I didn't know about him, and then eventually I'm like, oh, he's a streamer. And then I watched one of his streams. I'm like, this guy's hilarious, this is fun. And that's how I found out about him. So I say all that to say, chat, is like, I think the shorts are going to be our ticket to like share with people like what this could be, but then like we'll get a couple funny Claude quotes, which I'm sure will happen very soon tomorrow once we get that working. And we throw them out there, and get people's interest on a 10-second clip, 20-second clip, and then over time that it's basically what Jack Fricks does. By the way, the guy that just created his I think it's like I Love You Note app or something like that. But basically, it's like he did all these like short clips of it. It went viral, and then he's just kind of cascading down from that. So like I think if you're gonna do content, you have to do all the ways, right? You have to do long form for like interesting like eyeballs, like this is something cool that like we're building together. And the short form stuff just like is like the candy. It gets people, gets eyeballs in, and it's, I mean, I'm not immune to it. Like I will catch myself like, oh shit, I was just watching YouTube shorts for 20 minutes. Like, and I don't even think it's as viral as TikTok videos. So I will not install TikTok for that reason, because I know myself and would just get sucked into it. And privacy shit too, but like I've used WeChat in China, like, you know what I mean? It's like, what is privacy? So anyway, say la vie chat. It's now running an npm run build, which will get through a type check and some other checks just to make sure that you're ready to go to test this again. And swap out my nicotine of choice. Cheers. Ooh, I just forgot it's Black Friday on Friday. You guys get anything fun for Black Friday? I don't really have anything this year that I'm jonesing for, but I usually use Slick Deals. Do you guys know about this site? See if I'm logged in. No. Okay. So Slick Deals, by the way, amazing website. It's actually kind of like a community sourced webpage for deals across the internet. And there's like, ratings and like thumbs up, thumbs down. So like if something makes the front page here, this is called front page, it's like a big deal. It's like there's some really cool deals. Like, so just I'm seeing on here, Dyson V15 for $300. That's insane. Adidas men's. Ooh, actually though, I need some running shoes. These are 46, regular 160. I think these are ugly as hell, but I don't like the big ass, like, what are these called? The foam parts. Okay. Actually, they're not that bad here. Actually, that picture, they look terrible, but these actually don't look too bad. This photo I don't like at all. I don't know. I mean, I like the running on clouds part. That's kind of nice. It's also crazy to me how like all the like tire companies are now getting in on shoes. Like Continental, that's a tire brand, and now they make rubber for soles of shoes, which I guess fair enough. I don't know, but I would not pay 160 for these, but I would definitely think about it for 46, size 12. Okay. Why are these still 114? Okay, so you got to read this, chat. So when you apply coupon code this plus extra savings off, would you apply this code on the checkout? And this is what's cool about it. It's like, use this code here. It's not like a scammy. There's so many like scam deal websites and it pisses me off. But like, this is a legit one. I've used it for probably 100 different things. And the other thing is like, people will roast people if they're like, no, dickhead, this is actually a bad deal. Here's why. And they'll give like a Reddit style like roast as to like, here's what's happening. Here's why it's not a thing. And so by doing it, kind of open source this way, you do actually find the really good deals. So it's pretty cool. And highly recommend. Yeah. eBay. $89 for this TV. That's for a Vizio. Like, that's not even that bad. That's insane. That is truly crazy. USB, Apple, like when Apple stuff is on sale, like then you know things are crazy. You can never have too many of these things too, by the way. Although I kind of like the clear versions, or at least clear tops, so then you can at least see what's in there. Helps if you're like, I used to have this like storage rack in the basement that like had like 3 layers, and then you could just like look inside the box and not have to guess what's inside of it, or forget to label everything. So, but still, it's a pretty good deal. And it's not even site specific either. Like this one's on Walmart, the other one was on eBay, so like it's literally just sites deals across the internet, which is pretty cool. Here you go. Lenovo Yoga Slim 7i 120 hertz monitor, Ultra 7 for $627, regular 1,000. That's crazy. My cousin's a general contractor, so like I always send him like the battery deals for like DeWalt. Usually they have like once a quarter. Oh shit, actually. Yo, that's an insane deal. Chat, $89 for 2 batteries plus a charger for DeWalt 20 volt, 5 milliamp hour. Damn, dude. Okay, well, I gotta send this to Ben. That's a hell of a deal, actually. Okay, I'm gonna put that off to the side. All right, chat. I think we gave enough time to our buddy that was doing our check. So let's go back here, confirm, keep all. Go back here, reload. And if it still does that, it usually means you got to restart the server because there's some caching issues. We're going to do npm run dev. And then if it's still an issue, it is not. Okay, we're good. So we're going to go here. I just noticed the music turned off, so we'll go get back to that. Okay, dashboard. Settings. You ready for this, chat? Excited? These are so bad. I mean, I get it that you have to do a placeholder, but oh no. Okay, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. We're gonna do nano banana on all this, chat. I mean, this is way too much, but we can simplify. Marking stripes. Okay. Customize your own Clippy, chat. Colors. Ooh, I love this. This is the way to do it. Because it gives you optionality, but it also lets you do whatever you want with it. This is perfect UI, chat. Not perfectly implemented, but really, really strong. Okay, we can get a halo. Throw a monocle on them. None of which currently work. No. Yeah, this is gonna be sick, chat. It's basically creating your own co-host, but for and maybe this is bigger than just co-hosting and stuff. Like I've been thinking about this, like would this ever be a situation that's almost like a character AI thing where like you could just have this on your computer running at all times, and it just knows you, and you can talk to it, you can choose your model. It's not specific to any one thing. I still think we should probably stick with streamers as like our go-to-market, but I think this does have other interesting things, because especially if you could do like the panel. And Andrej Karpathy, by the way, he had a post about this week around he calls it like his AI council, and PE sent me this like, yo, this sounds like HostFabric. I'm like, yo, that's kind of crazy. It is. And it kind of is, like, it's your personal like AI avatar panel, right? They can debate on a topic, so you can say like, hey, I'm dealing with this issue, can you guys debate this and let me know what you think? And if it's, you know, an avatar that you can kind of customize to how you want them to be seen or whatever, then I think that could be really interesting. Okay, we got stuff to think about, chat. But as is, this needs some work. Whiskers. Okay, so you can still randomize. That's good. And obviously, these are placeholders, chat. So what we're gonna do is go back to this and pull in our latest prompt, which is this. Holy shit, we had a lot of them. Wow, 100. Okay. That's cooking. So how should we do this, chat? I don't think we all want them to be flat, though. We don't want all of them to be flat. Some can be in almost Pixar like fuzzy creature. Others can be abstract paint, ethereal. So how do you spell ethereal? Gaseous. I just like the word gaseous barely. Human, animal, nature, robot, anything, but distinct and customizable in let's bring in our MD doc, which describes what we're doing. Character Studio spec. Okay, so let's paste all this in. It's 5 Pro, so it can handle it. Review the above doc as to what we are trying to do with this and come up with the prompts needed to create the base versions of these what do you call them, species. These things we need SVGs for, we need models for. I'm going to say honestly it doesn't have to be SVG, but helpful. Can you get high-res SVGs? Like of I guess I don't know why not, right? Like, yeah, this is an SVG. That's pretty high res. Not high res, but like high detail. Well, shit. Okay. Because if we can animate it, we can animate the fur. We can do... Yeah, this is going to be cool, chat. That's pretty sick. Okay. So it's cooking on that. So let's go over here and say, or see where we're at with our other errors. I don't know what these means. These mean. So we give that to Grok. See what he says. It says. I'm probably going to be at it for another 15, chat. I'm trying to do this weird thing called sleep. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. I've been working on it a little bit lately. But it's important, and I've been trying to readjust my schedule because lately I've been just almost damn near nocturnal, I swear. Which I love. Like, it's such a peaceful vibe. I have my energy right now. I can do this for a long time, but it just makes the next day very, very hard to deal with life sometimes. So trying to be good mental health, you know, especially now that winter's coming. We got a week more and winter's going to be here, and traditionally that's probably the time of year that I have the most mental health struggles, if you will. Like, it just fucking sucks when it's dark out most of the day. So you know, good to be healthy, good to get your steps in, find your community, find your way to sleep a little bit, have sex, be active, you know, just do life, you know, don't live in a bubble. And every little bit helps for all the above, but yeah, just, I don't know, try and do all the little things, chat. But in the meantime, let's get this solved, because I do want to launch this tomorrow. I'm tired of like using this as an excuse to, I mean, these are legitimate issues. Like, if the speech to text doesn't work, then we don't have a product, and it was working earlier, so that's why I'm kind of frustrated with that, but we'll figure it out. But with this is kind of a nice to have, to be honest. I do want the product to be well received, like the first time I release it, and I think this will really help that cause. And so if they can see all of this on the homepage with just like, here's what it is, and it's high quality, I think that'll go a long way. So that said, we got to stop somewhere, and you got to launch at some point. So that's going to be tomorrow, and we're just going to do it, chat. And after that, we're going to jump into some Twitch streams. I had a lot of fun with that, by the way. There were a lot of people that were just, or we interviewed too, with the product idea for ThingTuber, which, by the way, PE and I are still cooking up. It's still, you know, we have a game plan on how to do that. So maybe I'll get him on the stream tomorrow. We can talk through it a little bit, but basically it's a pretty cool idea we have to get it in the hands of people to test, and we'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, let's apparently log in again. So that's good. We're getting unauthorized. We actually shouldn't see this page. Need to log in, but still able to see this page. Please do not show it if you are not logged in currently. So we'll get that cooking, chat. Trust it, or do we test it? We'll test it. Grok's pretty quick. So in the meantime, we got our list of SVG characters here. You'll want avatar icons for these. Yes, agree. So I'm going to copy everything. Throw it into our scratch pad. And start the process. So I think I'm going to use let's try these first. This bit. And I don't know how this is gonna work. Honestly, I don't know if I'm signed into Google. What's it called? Nano 2. You know what'd be interesting, chat, is if we use the API to generate it on the fly. How much money would that cost? Like this, exactly. Hell yes. Some of these, please. God, it's so good. Alright, one sec, chat. Okay, so let's just test it. Nano Banana Pro. KPI key. Oh shit. Okay. Hold please. Alright, chat, I gotta set billing quick. One sec. Google does this in such an annoying way. It's like half corporate AWS, but then it's like half consumer. And it just doesn't get either of them right. I think that actually might be their problem. Shit, that's a tweet. Google Cloud API services is half AWS, half consumer, and doesn't do either well. Google's problem with their AI is the UX is half consumer, half AWS, half consumer, and doesn't do either well. Half enterprise, half consumer, doesn't do either well. Okay, that's a tweet. Hold please. Okay. Of course you have multiple billing accounts. Great. Maybe we can't do this tonight, chat. This is too annoying. All right, chat. I might have to call it at that because that's going to be annoying to set up and that's going to take a minute. So I don't want you to suffer through that. But honestly, chat, this has been fun. Thank you for hanging out tonight. Truly grateful for you. And yeah, we're going to be back at it tomorrow. We're going to have all of our homies up and bumping. And we're going to be talking to some people on Twitch. And maybe I don't know yet. Maybe a couple other ones. If I can figure out how to do the TikTok thing, I might try to hit up some people that are live streaming on that. That might be fun. But yeah, we're gonna do some guerrilla marketing, as our homie PE says. So, chat, I really appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out tonight. This is kind of ad hoc and different than I kind of thought I was gonna go, but you just gotta go where the vibe takes you, right? So, thank you again, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great night.